Watching the radar, now at 10, a chance of severe weather looms as storms move in from the southwest.
And even though the greater risk is southeast of us, we will have to watch any storm that develops here in Region 8.
Taking a timeout, called out for an alleged foul, a popular football coach is leaving the sidelines. And suspect search. A business break-in is caught on camera. Now police need your help finding those responsible.
The only live local news in Northeast Arkansas. Region 8 News at 10 starts now.
Focused on the forecast, first at 10, you are taking a live look at Hardy. All eyes are on the weather as we could see severe storms move in tomorrow. The storms are off to the west right now, but Tuesday could be a little bumpy as they move in. Good evening and thanks for being here. I'm Chris Carter. You will want to be weather aware. The threat of strong winds and the possible tornado are there. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn, who is tracking this weather for us. And Orion, could be a busy day tomorrow.
Yeah, it really could be. You keep you updated throughout the day. Plus, we'll have a look at some of the colder air coming in behind this system here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Be sure to have the notifications for the Region 8 News and weather apps turned on. We will send you alerts as the weather moves into your neighborhood. Well, calling it quits, a beloved football coach announced he is not returning to the sidelines. This after he was suspended last month. The announcement came during a heated Wynn School Board meeting tonight. Our Jace Passmore has been at that meeting since it started hours ago and joins us now live with more on this developing story. Hi, Jace.
Reporting from Wynn, Jace Passmore, Region 8 News.
A busy night. We know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you, Jace. The Wynn School District told us assistant coach Clark McBride, who has been serving as interim coach, will remain in that role. Developing tonight, Jonesboro City Council candidate Guy Pardue Jr. will appear in court tomorrow over a challenge to his residency. Pardue is being sued by his opponent, who claims Pardue does not live in Ward 1, where he filed paperwork to run. According to Pardue's runoff opponent, Janice Potter, Pardue's candidacy filing did not match his voter registration. Neither Pardue or Porter got 50% of the vote on November 8th, forcing this runoff. Porter filed her lawsuit after Election Day and wants a judge to issue a restraining order preventing Pardue from being able to advance in the election. Pardue has claimed it has always been his intention to live in Ward 1. In a statement Pardue provided to me tonight, he said, quote, "I have already moved into a residence I personally own in the 900 block of West Oak Avenue. The voters who expressed their confidence in me by having me lead the ballot on Election Day can know that I have indeed already moved into Ward 1 and am ready to serve them after I am elected in this runoff election," end quote. You can read more about the lawsuit and Pardue's full statement right now on KAIT8.com. A crime alert to tell you about tonight. The St. Francis County Sheriff's Office is investigating the death of multiple people, including a 12-year-old. Deputies found Shalonda Burton and Jalen Wright dead at a Madison home. The teen's name has not been released. Neighbors on Gore Street said the deaths are a shock.
I would never, never think something like this would just hit so close to home. She quiet, she didn't bother nobody. She worked, took care of her kids, and that's all she did.
The sheriff is sending forensic evidence to the state crime lab. The Forest City School District said it would provide mental health services to students and staff. A Jonesboro family will have to wait until next year to find out if the man charged with their loved one's murder will go to jail. A trial was scheduled to start today for D'Angelo Lewis and has been continued until March of next year. Lewis is charged with the 2021 murder of Devontae Wesson. Last month, we talked with Wesson's mother in our special investigation, Delayed Justice, looking into why cases get pushed back. You can watch that right now on the Region 8 News app. Paragould police are investigating several car break-ins in town. Many happened over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Most of the cars were unlocked. To keep from becoming a victim, keep valuables with you and lock your car. New video tonight. Abilities Unlimited said a man broke into its store and stole several items. He was wearing a green hoodie and had a red bag. If you have any information, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers, 935-7867. Again, 935-7867. The Howell County Sheriff's Office said it's looking into new leads involving this man. He disappeared almost 2 years ago along with his roommate. Ian Briscoe and Lyman Little were last seen in December of 2020. His parents reported him missing a few days later. Detectives working the case said some of the leads have taken them over state lines. Briscoe's mom asked those with information or those involved to provide the truth.
Is that you pray for closure. And one day I fell on my knees because that's a terrible thing to pray. But because I know when I get closure, I'm not going to get my son's body.
1 week after the report was made, detectives thought they had a major break in the case. They found Briscoe's car at a scrapyard. A traffic alert we want to tell you about tonight. RDOT will close Highway 328 east of Success for some culvert work. The impacted area is between County Roads 135 and 139. The closure should last about 2 weeks, and then one lane will open. Work should be completely done in about 6 weeks. A safety concern is under investigation in Missouri after a fatal weekend crash. Tonight, what law enforcement is saying about the role the median cables played in the crash. Plus, caught in action, a business bus has police asking you for help, how you can identify these suspects. And driver dilemma tonight, just how likely it is for your neighbors to offer a helping hand if you're stranded on the side of the road. And a gracious gift for a community staple after 10:15, a step forward after destruction. Happening now, the Missouri State Highway Patrol and MoDOT are investigating how median barriers on Interstate 45 failed to prevent a crash that killed 4 people. It happened Thanksgiving night near Springfield. A crash report said a pickup truck hit an SUV, crossed the median, and hit another car in the opposite lane.
It's just up to speculation at this time. If it was because of a vaulting of the vehicle as it was coming out of the median.
We'll see extremely high rates of speed where it's not designed for, and also the angle that a vehicle contacts it at.
State police said no matter how wide a median is, crossover crashes leave little time for drivers to react. Well, a business bust caught on camera tonight. Police need your help finding this group of people accused of breaking and entering. Also ahead.
And that's why it's so important that you give with your heart, but also you give with your head, and you do a little bit of due diligence before you give.
Targeting your kindness, a warning before you make a donation ahead of Giving Tuesday.
Not a bad evening across Region 8 right now. The clock tower lit up for Christmas. Coming up, we'll take a look at the storms tomorrow and some colder weather coming in for the middle of the week. And worker worries tonight. New requests to keep the rail yards running and avoid Christmas delivery drama. Developing now, court proceedings resumed in a trial about health care for transgender youth in Arkansas. The trial focuses around an act that would ban gender-affirming care for minors. A psychiatrist took the stand and said teens do not fully understand some of the consequences of care. He said doctors should consider psychotherapy for children under 18. Arkansas was the first state to enact such a ban. President Joe Biden called on Congress to pass legislation to intervene and block a railroad strike next month. Biden said the agreement in September provides a pay raise for workers, health care benefits, and a better leave policy. Talks have stalled. 4 rail unions are back at the table after rejecting their details with railroads while trying to work out new agreements. If lawmakers act, it could force negotiations into next year. A day that encourages us to donate to charity is less than 2 hours away now, Giving Tuesday. There are many legitimate charities, but there are also people trying to scam you for your money and your kindness. Rena Roy has some tips to help you sort through it all during this season of giving. Now, be wary of emotional appeals. If you see a new organization that you're interested in, do your research before giving money. Well, new at 10, after storm damage earlier this year, a Northeast Arkansas museum received a very generous donation today. The museum in Lepanto received the donations. A member of the Fowler family made that donation that would help with maintenance of the building. It was a community effort, we're told, to get funding for the repairs.
All the community residents here have been just a great community that always has banded together in times of crisis and worked together. So it means a lot to me to see that spirit is still here.
Now, that $175,000 check was presented today. We're told that the museum could reopen as early as next summer. So we went so long with all green days, we knew it was going to have to end at some point.
At some point, we get the hiccup in it.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. Well, saved from the sea, still ahead, dramatic new video of the Coast Guard pulling a man to safety hours after going overboard. And from Batesville to Jonesboro, Pioneer great Izzy Higginbottom had a standout game for Arkansas State. Logan Whaley has more next in sports.
We have some breaking news just coming into the newsroom out of Wynne on the story we told you about the football coach off at the top of this newscast. We have learned that the school board has voted to not renew Van Pascal's contract with the district. He was currently serving as the high school head football coach when he was suspended 40 days ago for an incident in the locker room. We are told that he will now be going to applied learning environment. We're getting this information straight from Jace Passmore, who's in the room right now. According to Pascal, he was actually stabbed at that school when he was there last time. He will be a PE teacher and he will not continue working at the school district after this year. He said during the board meeting tonight that this is his last year. We will, of course, have more information on this on KIT8.com. Well, trending stories right now. 3 people are wanted after a cell phone store was broken into on Memphis on Friday. Happened at a Boost Mobile. Police said the suspect broke into through a window. Then they broke into the store safe, were unsuccessful. No arrests have been made. New video of a cruise ship passenger being rescued after hours at sea. Coast Guard rescued the man after 15 hours. Passenger was hoisted and out of the water, showed signs of hypothermia. Ship was traveling to Mexico. Man was taken to the hospital. Well, this is a live look from our weather camera on Hilltop in Jonesboro. If you saw one of your neighbors who had broken down, a new survey said 1 in 5 of you would not stop. The survey found that in the busier and faster paced times, it's getting harder and harder to get help from our neighbors. The survey said Mississippians were the least likely to help. Let's take you live outside tonight. Still looking at Jonesboro. Final look at your forecast right after this.